Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back from MWC 2016, and last week I had my hands on the S7 and the S7 Edge, as well as the LG G5. I'm back in the US, I was able to pre-order it, and lo and behold, T-Mobile's actually sending out the units ahead of the March 11th release date. So, as opposed to basically just making you watch another unboxing video where you get the device, you get the mail-in rebate form, you submit the form, and you say, hey, let me go ahead and get my Gear VR since you're supposed to be able to get a free one. I'm actually going to go ahead and do not only an unboxing of the S7 Edge, but we're going to do the Gear VR as well. Let's check it out. Once you receive the S7 or the S7 Edge, you need to basically put in a mail-in rebate for this. The information will come from the manufacturer, depending who you pre-ordered it from. But I actually have one because I went to the actual MWC event when they unveiled the S7 and the S7 Edge, and they gave one of these to everybody that attended. So I actually have the package entirely with me, and all I needed to do was actually order the S7 Edge. So we're going to do a quick unboxing on the S7 Edge. This Gear VR is compatible with the Note 5, S6 Edge Plus, S6 and S6 Edge, as well as the lineup for this year. So the S7 and the S7 Edge are compatible with the same unit. The 32 gig version is the only one that you're able to get right now in the US. This is a T-Mobile variant of the S7 Edge. Unboxing the box itself, we're going to go ahead and open it up. It's a slide out. This is the silver titanium version of the device. We'll put the cover outside. And we're greeted directly with a nice, very nice, it feels like a very nice box. Opens up on the right side, and we're greeted directly with the unit itself. This is the S7 Edge. One of the reasons why I went with the S7 Edge over the S7 primarily is the screen size. Not necessarily the edge part, but the screen size. They announced two devices, one that's basically 5.1 inches and the other one is 5.5, which is closer to the Note 5 that I actually have, which gives me the ability to at least stay within that comfort zone of a phablet size. We'll go ahead and take the device out right away. And the unit itself has a plastic wrap, of course, on it. We have the Edge display here. This is on both sides, Edge on the right, Edge on the left. Power button on the right. On the bottom, we have the single firing speaker, microphone, micro USB version 2.0, as well as the headphone jack on the bottom. And then when we turn to the left, we have the volume rocker, and that's basically it. And at the top, we have the SIM card the SIM card tray, which has now an expandable storage up to 200 gigabytes. And what we have here essentially is the other microphone, and then of course, I think this has Qualcomm. So yeah, the Qualcomm 4G, as this is the US variant, we're going to be running the Qualcomm Snapdragon 820. Of course, on the front, we have the 5.5-inch display, front-facing camera, front sensors, and of course the fingerprint sensor, as well as the home button that we normally usually have. And of course, we have the back and the multitask. They're not lit right now since the device is off. On the back, mostly what we have here is just Galaxy S7 Edge, and this is the name of it. It's actually put in under the glass, so you don't have to worry about smudging it. Samsung, the camera sensor, that's a 12 megapixel sensor, down from 16, but supposedly we're actually able to get better pictures because it's down to f1.7 as opposed to f1.9 that we had on the Note 5. And I'll definitely be able to do some more testing for you guys. Of course, heart rate sensor and the flash on the back. So we're going to go ahead and do the inaugural peeling of the plastic. So we'll go ahead and do the top one. Here we are. And there it is in all its silverish shining glory, I guess. I'll go ahead and power it on. And give it a second. So it's powering on. I'm going to put it down right there on the left. And let's see what else we have in the box. We have a sticker here with all the IMEI information. We don't really need to worry about that. This is just the standard T-Mobile 3-in-1 SIM card. Again, it's basically intended to work directly with the device. My SIM card's already on. I don't need to worry about this. Then we have the package here that includes the SIM removal tool. So this is going to be what we're going to use to obviously put in and remove the SIM card. So let's go ahead and take this out. And they're always nice to see different designs. We'll put that in the side as well. And of course, we have the instruction manuals, warranty card, all the information that we would need. Of course, other information and things like that you can. And then things that we don't necessarily need to worry about. Last but not least, we're going to go through the content of the box itself. The device is booted up. We're going to get into that in a second. We have a micro USB cable. Now, it looks like we have a micro USB to USB plug, so we're able to plug in USB drives or use USB functions with the unit itself. So I'll definitely get a chance to test that out and see what other functions, obviously, other than sticking a USB drive to it. Maybe we can use a mouse, a keyboard, things like that. And of course, we have the quick charge device here. This is Samsung's charger that comes with a unit. It says adaptive fast charge. And let's read real quick what we have as far as charging. We have 9 volt at 1.67 amps or 5 volts at 2 amps. So definitely capable of charging very, very fast. One thing definitely be aware of, do not use this on devices that are not intended to have fast charging, as it could damage it. I saw something where somebody actually damaged the Galaxy S4 when they plugged this into it. Is the headphones. This year, for some reason, they decided to go with a box, which is not typical for what we have normally from Samsung. And then let's go ahead and open it up. Yeah, and these are basically standard Samsung headphones. They do have a microphone and they have a plastic, some ear fittings, and then definitely we can check them out. Let's go ahead and switch over and we'll do a quick unboxing of the Gear VR. This is the Gear VR. It comes again in the box right here. This is the second version, as I mentioned before, with the compatibility here. The unit itself comes in a plastic container. Previously, if you've ever had the innovator version of the Gear VR, it came in a very nice pouch, a box itself actually that carried it. But at this point, we don't have that. And right out of the box, let's go ahead and just remove the unit itself. We have warranty information, just card information here. It just tells us what comes in there, how to use it. But right out of the box, when we look at the unit itself, there's definitely some nice design upgrades from the first version of the Gear VR. And just to show you guys what it looked like, here are both units. This is the first version, the Innovator Edition. This is the Gear VR that we have now on that comes with your device. So if you pre-ordered your S7 Edge or S7, you're definitely going to be getting one of these guys. We noticed that the wheel has been redesigned. The overhead strap no longer has that white prominent plastic here. It's nice, just a strap. You can use it or not. The front casing itself is now less see-through, as you can notice here. You're able to actually kind of see through it. And then other than that, of course, on the design on the left side, let's go ahead and switch them over. We still have the back button. That's something that we didn't lose. So we have a back button. We have the directional pad here. This is just a touchpad. Here we have a directional pad with the middle button, which again, functions still work the same. Volume rocker, still there. One of the things that we didn't have with the ability to do with the original Innovator Edition is the ability to charge our device as we're using it. Not only that, the ability to use more than one device as opposed to just one. The Innovator Edition was only compatible with the Note 4, and that's the only device you can use it with. As far as the new edition of the Gear VR, you're able to charge it using the little adapter option here that you can plug it into it. There's some nice vents here for air ventilation. And of course, when you plug it in, we're going to open it up. The hinges here adapt to the unit itself, where this was more rigid on the other original unit. And then you just basically connect. You have A and B here options. You plug in your device, you snap it in, and as long as it connects directly and you have the installed Oculus software, you'll be able to use it and experience a very nice VR. Shifting gears real quick back to the device itself. This is the S7 Edge and this is the Note 5. Again, one of the main reasons why we went with the S7 Edge over the S7 is the screen size. We have a 5.7-inch panel on the Note 5, and here we have a 5.5-inch display. As far as aesthetics, I'll put them right next to here for you guys. They're slightly obviously shorter, as the screen's a little bit smaller. We'd expect that. And of course, size-wise, as far as the device itself, we have a little bit of a width differences, of course. That's, again, to be expected. It's a very small lip here, not that big. But the device itself, from the sense of what they learned, what they used from the S7 Edge, is that they took the aesthetics from it. It's still a front glass panel. We have Gorilla Glass 4 on the front, and it's basically a glass panel in the back. The unit itself still has the same placement as far as buttons, so we didn't change anything in that department. And of course, on the back, on the left side, we still have the volume rockers. We still have the little antenna openings here on the top and the bottom. And of course, the port for the actual SIM card is still in the same spot, except that now we can support SD cards. Right off the bat, it gives us a little indicator here that we have the Edge screen. So we have the ability of setting up the Edge screen, the different tabs, shortcuts, the ability to edge people here. We can add more context once we sync it. We have a Yahoo panel here, and of course we have the ability. It's still asking me to be able to set up information for my old device. I'm going to say okay, go back home. The weather information hasn't been set up. A couple of things in the notification. Just look out, SIM card hasn't been inserted. The theme is pretty much the same theme I saw at MWC. It's basically just the kind of whitish theme. And as far as the app drawer, let's see what applications we have that are considered, in my opinion, bloatware. So Amazon is installed by default. That's something that I personally would have installed either way. Visual voicemail, T-Mobile, I'm assuming this is the My Account, T-Mobile Name ID, T-Mobile TV, unlocking the device, Lookout, and then a mobile hotspot. Those are some things that are installed. Let's go under Samsung. We have email, Samsung Plus, S Health, standard stuff. Not that much actually so far. And then what we have here is, oh, Android Pay. It's installed by default on a device that's supposed to support Samsung Pay out of the box. So definitely very nice to be able to see most of the services I'd like, YouTube, Chrome, of course, and then Gmail. We'll go back. Facebook is installed, and it's one of the applications that comes in pre-installed on our device. Let's see here. Can we disable? Well, let's go back. It looks like we can. We're going to go ahead and turn off Facebook. We'll go ahead and take it out so it's no longer in our app drawer. And then we have just settings. Samsung Pay, of course, is sitting there. Messages, memo. The camera application should be turned on directly by double tapping the home screen. Keep turned on. I'm not going to turn it off. We'll get into the camera interface. Overall, very, very nice, very quick, just initial kind of setup. I did a detailed hands-on at the release at MWC. I'll give you guys a link in the description for the XDA video. Android 6.0.1, and that's something that we're really, really appreciative. Android Marshmallow. And let's see, can we actually play this game? And nope, still. And last time, come on. Nope, not going to happen. Okay, overall, very, very nice. Again, very good that we actually have the ability to just start right out of the box with the latest version of Android. Definitely something very good. And of course, we have the same folder here with the same information. I'm going to put this through this test, make sure that I give you guys much more detail, much more better understanding of how it is. Again, from the aesthetics point of view, from the Note 5 to what we have here, this is a nice upgrade. We are going from an Exynos processor to a Snapdragon 820, 5.7-inch display to 5.5. Front-facing camera is still a really good, decent f1.7 now as opposed to f1.9. And the back-facing camera has been switched over from a 16 megapixel to a 12 megapixel, but again, f1.7. So low light performance is supposed to be great, amazing. We still have the same technologies as far as quick charging. So we're able to use quick charge technology for wireless charging as well as ability to charge, quick charging using the direct plugs at the bottom. Unfortunately, we do not have quick charge 3.0, even though we have it here, because we're limited to USB 2.0 on the unit itself. So we're going to get quick charging, we're going to get Samsung proprietary, but you know, still, jury's still kind of out as to why they didn't decide to go with A, USB Type-C, B, you know, quick charge 3.0. I have to say, having the actual Gear VR headset with the unit itself when you order it is definitely a plus. I like the fact that I'm actually able to use it. Now, again, this situation is slightly different. I was able to attend the MWC event, so I was able to actually receive one of these. They gave out to everybody actually that went to the event. They didn't give out an S7 or an S7 Edge. Unfortunately, I wish I had that. This is actually my own unit. I pre-ordered it with T-Mobile. And as I mentioned in the beginning, lo and behold, they're actually providing them to people ahead of time, which is typical to T-Mobile. Definitely a win in my book. The Gear VR itself is very, very nice. As you guys saw, I actually had it plugged in. You can charge your device while you're playing with it. You're still able to interface with the headphone jack inside here, so you can actually plug in headphones into it. You can use Bluetooth headphones. Very, very nice, very easy. And then using it and taking it out of the device is very, very simple. It works with all the actual flagships from last year, so the S6, S6 Edge, S6 Edge Plus, and then the Note 5. And I was actually testing this out with the Note 5 on my flight back, as well as when I was in Barcelona. Very, very good, very light. I like the directional pad, it works very good. But of course, you guys are all here for the star of the show, which is the S7 Edge. Now, I've actually played with this device a little bit longer than most people, or at least people that didn't go to MWC, because I had some time at the launch event on Sunday, which was I think on the 20th or the 21st. And I also had some time during the event of MWC. The device feels very solid. The performance of the camera from what I saw at MWC was just stellar. I put my Nexus 6P next to it, which has the 1.55 micron sensor on it, and in my opinion was basically the best camera I could carry with me. Even though it's a Nexus, it still did really good in low light, and the picture turned out to be a little bit dim when I took it there. So I was very much blown away with that, and that's by far like the #1 thing that I wanted to look forward to when I came back home. So I got my device last night. I'm happy to say basically I'm going to be setting it up using this as a daily driver. I am going to run a little bit of a challenge with this because as you guys saw at MWC with some of the things that I covered for you guys there is now we're going to get some of the options to remove the app drawer out of our launcher. So I want to see is can I use this as a daily driver and stop using an app drawer, which means I'm going to turn on that experimental feature that's built into the actual S7 and S7 Edge to basically just have it without an app drawer. That's something I'm going to actually try and see how that works for 2 weeks. Of course, at some point or another, I'm going to install Nova Prime. That's my main driver as far as just having a launcher on my device. Other than that, it feels really good. The fact that it's 5.5 inches was basically the selling point for me. I don't think I can function very well with a 5-inch or 5.1-inch display. So the other thing that I'm actually doing with the reason I actually have both devices still in my hand is I actually have the jump on demand with T-Mobile, which is something very, very nice. It's basically a lease and upgrade option within T-Mobile that gives you the ability to jump devices multiple times. So I'm going to transfer my data over from the actual 32 gig only on my Note 5 over to my S7 Edge. And of course, I'm going to install my SD card, my 128 gigabyte SD card, because that's now functional. It's there. And then basically this is going to be my daily driver, and my Nexus 6P will end up being basically my second daily driver. And as you guys know, I walk around with two devices most of the time. Looking forward to seeing a lot of good things, testing it out, battery life. One thing I didn't mention to you guys when I was unboxing it is we have a 3000 milliamp bank here. That's on the Note 5. This is a massive device. They shrunk the size, went slightly thinner. It's a little bit thicker than last year. The camera bump is not there anymore. Well, barely there. But they were able to actually squeeze in 3600 milliamp hour battery in here. So the battery on here is 600 milliamp hour bigger than this device. And this device has really good battery time. So I was able to get a solid day out of this without even killing the device. So the ability of going 36, I can only imagine how long I can actually run on one charge. Again, a little bit smaller, but not that much smaller for me. And the fact that it actually has the edges is very nice. It was something that I really kind of wanted to have last year, but I didn't get a chance to keep. I did switch over for the Note 5 because that was something I wanted. And now that I have the opportunity to try it out again, definitely very nice. Let me know in the comments what you guys would like to see here. This is again my initial thoughts and unboxing on the Gear VR and the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. I have to think in my mind a little bit because there's just so many Galaxy devices. You know, there's the Note 5 and all of that. You know, let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, what you'd like to see from me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm very excited, very happy that I have it now in my hand. We'll see how this kind of performs and how it does. Is it better than running, you know, Lollipop on my Note 5? I'll see you guys.